We're with Gary Orfield at the Westin Mission Hills Resort in Rancho Mirage. It's just a beautiful, bold blue sky here in the valley, and Gary's going to tell us a little bit about the resort. Just to get started here, Gary, maybe share a little bit, some feedback, some of the things that that your guests have shared with you about the experiences they've had at the facility.
Sure, I'd be happy to. Well, I think with the way our property's laid out, being the campus-style layout, it works well for a lot of different people traveling here, whether they're coming with their family, whether they're coming here to play golf or do any of the activities, whether they're here at the corporate meeting. It's just a very relaxing style to come in and not be confined to one big building. You're out amongst the beautiful landscaping and with the beautiful views of the mountains and the golf course in the distance. You're not running into each other. You've kind of got your own space to do with what you want. So very lucky in that respect.
Beautiful mountain views in the area, and I know people, if we think about Western Canada, boy, we come down here and we see the palm trees and we know we've arrived in paradise. Let's talk some golf here. A couple of golf courses down here. Firstly, the Pete Dye golf course, very much a famous designer, well known for creating some difficult golf courses, but I think down here at the Westin, people might be surprised. Quite a playable golf course.
It is, and it shouldn't scare people off. You hear that name a lot of times, you think, oh, that's going to be a pretty tough course, but he was pretty smart. He kind of tailored it to a resort-style Pete Dye course, if you will. It's still got all the trademarks of a typical Pete Dye course with some carries and forced carries and some water into play, the railroad ties, but it's not nearly as long as a lot of his courses. There's definitely some more room to approach the green versus a straight carry. So it's a really nice, well laid out course. You've got the roughs, the banks are kind of will feed the ball back into the fairway, so that's gonna help quite a bit.
Sure, and how about the Gary Player course? Again, maybe a little softer test. I'm told I'll have the opportunity next week to play the golf course, but I understand a little wider fairways, and again, another pretty good golf experience.
You know what? The Gary Player course is personally one of my favorite courses out here, and I'm not just saying that because I work here. It is a jewel, and it is fun to play, and that's what golf is all about. It's actually, of all the golf courses we have down here, it's the only Gary Player design course in the desert. So for those people that really like his design and layout, they really do well to see it. But it's very laid back, very easy. The greens are fairly flat, not a lot of break. Again, the ball is going to come back into the fairway. Fairways are wide, flat. You're not going to have a lot of uneven lies. And the course conditions there are always immaculate. So it is definitely a great play.
When we entered the property today, we came in along Dinosaur Drive. So that leads me into a question about the LPGA Tour in the area here. Star Power, obviously, when the ladies play their tour events in this region, there's a relationship between that event and the Westin.
Yeah, exactly. We're very fortunate to be located right next door to Mission Hills Country Club, which is a private facility and has played host to that tournament. This will be the 41st year. They celebrated the big anniversary last year, and with our location and reputation, we've been able to be one of their main host hotels for the event with their housing, not only of players and celebrities, but staff, and we've been fortunate enough to do some really nice events for them during tournament week. So we've always had a great relationship with Kraft, and we'll see that through to the future.
Yeah, it's kind of neat because there's an opportunity, if the timing is right, for people to maybe rub elbows with some of the best players in the world. We had an opportunity to look at some guest rooms, and one of the terms that we hear from time to time in the hospitality industry is this concept of a very spacious guest room. But here at the Westin, that is very definitely the case. Maybe a couple of thoughts on that part of the experience here on the accommodation, and plenty of room in the guest rooms.
Yeah, we are lucky. Our guest rooms are 520 square feet and up, and with the typical kind of Western earth tone, very neutral colors, a lot of vaulted ceilings. Of course, the beautiful heavenly bed with that nice white linen on there, really makes a nice clean look. So a lot of nice clean lines, private patios or balconies in all the guest rooms. So it definitely is definitely appealing to the eye.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that the heavenly bed, sort of that Starwood
Yep.
staple, if you will. A couple of thoughts on Rancho Mirage and things economical over the years. I understand that the facility here underwent some renovations. Actually some good fortune, some good timing.
Right. Yeah, we were lucky. We had a big renovation approved as the U.S. economy was kind of going pretty south, and so late 2008, early 2009, we finished up a $22 million U.S. Renovation, and primarily 90% of that went into the guest room product. So we were able to go top to bottom, hard goods, soft goods, everything in the guest room got completely redone, including the brand new up-to-date Westin Heavenly mattress. So we came, been through the past couple years and some tough times with a really nice room product.
When you think about your location here, just to the south and west, a tremendously dense population. We talked about the Southern California market and how you draw business from that region, but the Canadian market is something that you folks have made a commitment to over the years.
Yeah, absolutely. It's on my mind every day when I come to work. Obviously being so close to LA, Orange County, San Diego, it's a big focus. We get a lot of business being a drive-in market from 2 hours away, but by far and away the next best market for us is Canada. And with the opening of new routes from WestJet, it is starting to branch out even into Eastern Canada with lots of visitors coming down. Obviously, as you know, we've got many Canadian residents that are here part-time with their own homes. So, from November to May, you see a lot of cars with Canadian license plates riding around the streets.
Right. And we're here in January 2012, but 2011 was a big year for Westin Mission Hills, a 20th anniversary.
Yeah, 20th anniversary we celebrated and did a big party, brought in some of the opening staff and general manager and executive committee, and had a really nice event for that.
Right, as we sit here at the facility, just off the lobby and looking out at kind of a courtyard area, we can see a portion of the golf course, 3 pools here. You've also made a commitment to families here. We saw sort of the kids center. Just maybe elaborate on that. Kind of a nifty idea.
Yeah, we are actually one of only 2 Westins in North America that has a director of fun on staff, and that's kind of like a cruise ship director, if you want to think of it in that respect. They take care of all the children activities, all the family activities. So we've got a big calendar that gets generated weekly with different events, and it could be kids in the kitchen with the chef making cupcakes and cookies, to we may partner with the Living Desert and they may bring an animal in for the day, to the arts and crafts, to things by the pool. So we've got a great kids club that that I kind of pointed out to you. We're also building a dedicated teen center, which will be finished and ready next month. Right. So we've got a dedicated space just for the teens. It's some really nice games and computer stations for that respect. And with the layout of the property, you've got a lot of these greenbelt areas, a lot of big sidewalks, the playground area down at the end of the property.
Right.
So it definitely lends itself to that family style environment. But again, if you're traveling here for different reasons, you may not see the families just with the way the property's laid out.
Yeah, last question here. I did want to mention that although you've made a commitment that I think is very important on the family side of things.